This Iron Man armor is completely destroyed. But today I'm going to repair it and I'm going to show you how using PVC pipes we can create an awesome armor display.
Hi everyone, I hope you're doing great. Today I have a different video because I have this dude that is, well, not in good shape. This is a 3D printed Iron Man suit that I made a couple of years ago. And the problem is that it fell down and is broken. So that's why today we're going to build a PVC pipe stand. This stand is very easy to build and it can help you to display your cosplays or some creations. So please stay with me to follow step by step the build of this project. Let's go.
But first, I want to introduce you to my new studio where I will be working from now on. It is located in a new building in Saint-Brieuc, France. So let's take a quick tour. And welcome to my new studio. I will give you a quick look at what you can find here. This space will work more like a showroom where I will be displaying the giant Pokeball that, by the way, if you haven't seen that video yet, I will leave you the link right here. And we also have the Ninja Turtles go-kart that I built this year. Over here I have my Prusa Mini 3D printer with the Bulbasaur mod. And on this side, Pikachu. Come with me this way. Here we have the Ninja Turtles go-kart, like I mentioned it before. It still works. I just need to change the tires. I will also leave that video link here if you want to check it out. And let's continue over here. We have the 3D printing area. This is only a part of my production setup, but it helps me a lot when making prototypes or small projects. And well, I think you have already spotted the main problem of this video. Yes, I have a completely destroyed Iron Man armor lying on the floor.
As you can see, we have a lot of work to do with this Iron Man. It is in pretty bad shape and I know we cannot fix it completely. But at least I will try to do my best to put this guy in a good shape and like that expose it on my new showroom.
This armor suffered an accident a few months ago, which is why it is in such a bad condition. And honestly, it really hurts to see it like this. As you can see, the armor already had a stand made of PVC pipes, but this stand had a lot of issues. Let me explain. I had already built this stand years ago, and it used to be very solid, but after making many modifications to transport Iron Man to conventions and events, it was no longer stable at all. So the first thing we are going to do is to repair the armor itself. Because of the fall, many pieces were broken or came loose, like the helmet for example. I am simply going to use hot glue to repair and secure the pieces. The helmet for me is the most important piece of the entire armor. And I know it won't ever return to its original state, but I think this car actually adds some character. For this new stand, I bought an MDF board because I want to be able to move the armor around the studio. So I will be installing wheels on the base to make it easy to move. Perfect, and it's solid enough to support my weight. Playing around with this MDF board gave me an idea. What if we build a really cool stand with a different pose? I started doing some tests to recreate Iron Man's iconic pose. So I began building the base. This process was pretty experimental, since I had to keep measuring and cutting the PVC pipes as I went along.
And now that we have the PVC pipes, we can start the assembly. And of course, for these PVC pipes, I will need some connectors. These connectors in France cost around 2 or 3 euros. They are not so expensive, but they are not cheap either. Because imagine if I need 10 or 20 of them. Well, the cost of this build will be increasing a lot. That's why I will try to 3D print them, and for that I will give you 3 options to 3D print your own PVC pipes connectors. The first one will be to go to printables and search for PVC pipes connectors. The good thing about printables is that you can find a lot of different connectors of 32 millimeters or some inch ones. You can find also some different versions and non-standard ones, and this is great for custom builds like this one. But if you don't find your connectors on printables, you can always search on Thingiverse. Remember that Thingiverse is one of the oldest libraries of 3D printed models. The second option is one that I used when I was working as an engineer for the manufacturing industry. This website is called MacMaster, and you can find a lot of 3D models of mechanical stuff like PVC pipes, gears, some chains, and some standard components. On this website you will not find STLs, but instead of that you will find step files or SolidWorks compatible files. I love to download the step files because like that you can drag and drop these files on your slicer and it will work as an STL. One thing that I want to tell you is that be careful with the step files, because remember, these step files are made for industry and the tolerances can be pretty small, and because of that the PVC pipes will not fit on your 3D printed part. But the step files are great for custom, because you can drop it on SolidWorks for example, and with this software you can modify the hole and make it bigger or smaller depending on your tolerances. The third, and the one that I love the most, is that you can model your PVC pipes connectors. Like this you can create different angles, and one of the things that I love the most is that in SolidWorks there is something called configurations. And these configurations help you to have one file but different angles. Like this, with one click you can modify your part to be 90 degrees or 65 or 55 or whatever you want. If you're interested in hearing more about using configuration, please leave your comment down below, and like that I can create a tutorial to guide you step by step on how to use these configurations. The advantage of doing your own 3D models is that you can create bases like this that you will not find on the market. And if you're wondering if these connectors are suitable for this build, well, we'll find out right now.
Using these connectors, I continue with the build. I also started using expanding foam to add more volume to the base so the pieces wouldn't move around. Since we are working with a post base, you are going to see a lot of different angles, and with that, weight balance problems. So we had to get creative and slowly balance everything step by step. The biggest challenge came when we installed the upper section, because this part of the armor is very heavy. This caused us to lose balance and everything started to tilting forward. To fix this, we found two solutions. First, we installed a steel wire connecting to the base to prevent the structure from falling forward. And for extra safety, we installed a long metal rod that connects both to the base and to the main PVC pipe. This allows the whole structure to be solid and give us peace of mind knowing that it won't fall. Now, to secure the helmet, I installed a rod that goes through the PVC T connector and is held in place with nuts. Here we had to cut it down a bit to prevent the helmet from sitting too high compared to the body. I also had to drill into some parts of the armor because they wouldn't stop moving. It was painful, but necessary. Now let's move on to the details like the hands. To install them, I designed and 3D printed this part that connects directly to the PVC pipe. And to keep the hands in shape, I decided to use this metal wire. To prepare it, I designed a simple part by taking a photo of my hand and tracing the outline in SolidWorks. I extruded it by a few millimeters and added small pillars that allow me to pass the wires through them, so I could bend it into the shape of my hand. I don't need this piece to be super strong, so a PLA print with 10% infill is more than enough. The bending process was simple and the assembly too. Now let's see how it looks. To finish everything off, I'm going to use aluminum foil to hide the PVC pipes a bit. I chose this solution because it's an easy and cheap way to give the connection a metallic look. We'll talk more about this later because I'm not feeling quite sure if I like this option yet. And now we are ready for the final result.
And here we have the final result of this build, and I'm very happy. I think Iron Man looks great now. As you can see, I decided to go for this position because it was very difficult to have the other one. I mean, you know, the classic one with the hand on the floor and the knee. It was pretty complicated to have the correct angles and to bend the PVC. And even with this pose, I had to balance a lot of things, and that's why I installed a metal rod on the back. But anyway, we made it, and I'm very proud of this build. To conclude, I would like to share with you some things that I like and some things that I don't like. The thing that I liked the most was the usage of the expensive foam. I think it's a pretty good idea and something that I will use in future builds. But one thing that I'm not quite sure about it is the aluminum foil. As you can see, I used this to cover a little bit of PVC pipes, but I think it looks kind of cheap. That's why for the knee I used a little bit of black paint. Like this, I was able to hide a little bit this kind of brightness of the aluminum foil. It was not perfect, but it did the job. Anyway, please don't hesitate to leave your comment down below about this aluminum foil and about this build in general. At the end of the day, the main objective for me was to revive this Iron Man suit. And I think we were successful with that. Now I'm happy to present it on my new studio, and I hope you like this video. So please consider subscribing and don't hesitate to like the video and share it with your friends. See you next time for another build. My name is Carlos. Bye bye.